want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution, where I talk about everything crypto daily. Before I jump into this video, I want to encourage everybody to hit that like button for me. Please support the channel. It helps me grow the channel. I make these video updates for you on everything crypto daily. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, definitely do that as well. Please hit that like, take 2 seconds, hit that like button for me. Trying to get to 1,000 likes a video. Jumping right into the market. Today, crypto, reddish undertones on a sideways day. Overall market cap of cryptocurrency, $210 billion. Bitcoin pulled back. It's at 8,011. I've got a cryptocurrency trading group. I've got 6 chat groups. I have a beginners group. I have beginners TA questions and charts, where if you don't know how to post a chart, that's where you're posting. All your questions go there. I've got, altcoin chat and trade. I've got VIP, where VIP charts only get posted, where, the veterans post the charts. I've got Bitcoin only chat and trade. So it's just dependent on the subject. So it's just not a mess. We have quite a few messages every single day. So the groups give more organization to the topics. I've got 41 videos in a playlist where if you don't know anything about trading this market, you can watch these videos. You'll be making profitable trades. It's that easy. I post profitable trading setups every single day. If you came into this market to make money and you're losing money, potentially you may need to do something different. And I will show you everything I know about trading this market. So I had one person stated, Chris, I'm up $3,800 in 36 hours because of you. You're so dedicated and hardworking. Thank you. Shout out to Wayne Bradley. He said, I only started trading over the last month and I have managed to double my trading stack. Huge gains in the trading group. If you guys want to join the cryptocurrency trading group, you want to pay in crypto, email me, cryptobitcoinchris@gmail.com. I'll get you set up and in the group today. If you pay with crypto for 6 months, you get 20% off. If you pay with crypto for the year, you get 30% off and an additional month for free. If you do want to pay with a card monthly, you can do so. There's a Patreon link in the description. Definitely encourage you guys, change the game. If you're not making money in this market, it's time to step your game up. Remember, this is a competition, us versus everybody else. This is a Bitcoin, actually this is a Bitcoin video that I made, published it on December the 16th, and you'll see here, I was at that point, I thought it was going to be a double bottom. We didn't know about the complex inverse head and shoulders. And essentially you can see right here, the target 85.70 was the target back then. A lot of times I'll post bullish videos when the market's falling, and I get a lot of comments and a lot of slack. And there's no way. Why are you posting bullish videos when we're going to zero? We're going to 4,000. Now, like I talked about, this is a short-term move to the upside. Now, is it going to be longer term? We're going to talk about that in just a second. So now this is a current daily chart, Bitcoin. And you can see exactly right where we ran up to. 8,500 was the target, and we hit 8,475. Going back here, 8,570 was the target 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, right? So again, within 100 of the target. The important part to remember is we haven't broken out of this pattern yet. Yeah, we've got some good volume. You could draw this other ways, and potentially you could show that it broke out of the pattern. Just kind of depends on how you drew this pattern, right? However, I want a little bit more confirmation to see a continuation of a bullish move higher. And so just, again, you got to stay grounded with this, right? Moon Lambos are coming, but are we there yet is the question. So there's some overhead resistance at about 83.50. So this is important. We want to see a break on the daily, confirmed break. So we need volume confirmation and candle body close above this level and potentially above this falling wedge as well. I don't know if you can see this, but the RSI was overbought. It was up to 73. You get a pullback when that happens. Move sideways, it would be great for these altcoins. We could move sideways potentially for another month and still be in this pattern. So this is a 1 hour chart. So when you're looking for entries and exits, you want to zoom in this rising broadening wedge. This is a bearish pattern potentially. Okay, so there's a high possibility that it does break to the downside, but you see it's bounced from now. It's found support there. Let's talk about big picture, zoomed out. This is a weekly chart, BTC USD, and this gray line here is the 21 moving average. okay, on the weekly. And we haven't broke above there. Well, look what happens when we do break above there. Okay, we were at 4,000. We ran to 14,000. Back here, we were at 200, 240, right? You can see, follow this line. See how the price action respects it? Slightly dipped below there, but popped right back higher. We ran from 200 to 20,000. Okay, so now this, when this changes, bullish scenario. Okay, so we're watching that. This is a 200 EMA, exponential moving average on the daily. Now you can see we just got rejected by this. Okay, so it would be good. The next step, the next level that I want to see is not only a breakout of this falling wedge to flip bullish, but I want to see a break above the 200 EMA as well. So Bitcoin's headed in the right direction, but what we don't want to get caught in is this being a giant bull trap and we head the other direction. So we're looking for a little bit more confirmation of this market completely changing. But listen, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's strap up, moon boots on, get ready. YouTube's a lot more fun. This market's a lot more fun. Everybody's in a good mood when Bitcoin is trending higher. U.S. taxes aided Bitcoin's massive 16% rally, and here's why. So the idea is, so have you heard of tax harvesting, where people, let's say at the end of 2019, everybody sold their crypto to essentially assume that loss, to realize that loss on their taxes. Now they're stating, hey, everybody that did that potentially is buying back in, and that's what's going to push this market a lot higher. What if all this Bitcoin buying is just investors who sold the end of 2019 for tax purposes, and they started buying back to start the year? The crypto buyback pump. This person said, I'm $1.5 million in debt. I need advice. The thing about this market that just drives me crazy is people come into this market and they don't know anything about trading. They don't know anything about investing. They have people normally that handle their finances, and they want to take it on themselves, and they're not educated, and they lose a lot of money. And so what I would say is get some books. There's tons of books out there. Learn to trade, learn how market cycles work, learn the basics, understand uptrends, downtrends. Like, you don't want to be in a bunch of debt. Don't borrow money to trade crypto. You have to be educated. If you guys haven't signed up for a VPN yet, if you need to use Bybit or BitMEX, you need to mask your location, Binance, you want to sign up for Binance, PureVPN is what I use. I recommend it. I use PureVPN all the time. If I'm on public Wi-Fi, it's going to ensure that all my information is safe. So essentially, I'd recommend it. If you're out there, public Wi-Fi, anything to do with crypto, you want to have a virtual private network. And it's like $1 and some change every month. Right now, it's 88% off. This does support the channel. There's a link in the description. Regulations drive down Bitcoin prices, says research. So there's a study that analyzed 120 regulation-related news events. Researchers estimated the regulatory events on the price of 300 different cryptocurrencies, mainly Bitcoin. But they said these regulatory events have a huge impact on prices, with anti-money laundering laws and regulations being the most consistent ones. Basically, they saw an average dip of about 2% with all this news that had been announced. What I would say is initially there is a negative reaction to this, but long term, nobody wants to be over-regulated and told what to do with their finances, but that's what the United States is doing. They're doing it for really our protection. And it may not seem like that, but like we talked about with people getting educated, there needs to be a test that's, I think the SEC's come up with a good idea. They want to get, basically allow people to take a test to be an accredited investor. So, hey, get educated on what you're doing, and then, hey, invest your money at that point. There's going to be more regulation coming down, and I think immediately the impact is going to be negative, but over time, it's going to bring a lot of big money, smart money, whales, institutions into the market, and it's going to make a lot of retail investors more comfortable as well. President Trump announces new economic sanctions against Iran as a Bitcoin safe haven narrative returns. My question to you guys is, what do you think about this? Like, all of a sudden, you know that cryptocurrency is going to be used to circumvent these sanctions. And going forward, like I was watching on the news how at one point the United States, they flew by airplane like $1.7 billion overseas, like in pallets and pallets and pallets of cash. And then in turn, that cash got used against us. The United States likes control, and they like to control the money supply. And what is this going to do to the stance of the United States on Bitcoin is the question I want you guys to answer in the comment box. Now, Google Trends sees that the search term Bitcoin and Iran has surged. The idea of a safe haven is out there. Binance lends a helping hand to Australian bushfire victims with $1 million in BNB donated. So really noble cause. Anytime that you see people donating cryptocurrency, hey, that puts our name out there, crypto's name out there in a positive light. IBM launches Farmer Connect to track coffee supply chain via the blockchain. Again, IBM, I've talked to you guys about it numerous times, and IBM's really reinvented themselves. And they're going to have, they've got name recognition that's going to take their blockchain, however they develop over time, it's going to take them pretty far, I think. So IBM is something to watch out for. Ethereum grew 118%, ending the year up. There's over 19,000 daily active wallets. So this is basically a chart showing how Ethereum kind of outpaced Tron as well as EOS as far as this goes. Most important thing to remember here is you can't count Ethereum out. Ethereum is like the training wheels for all the cryptos. Just think how many ERC20 coins are running on Ethereum. Ethereum is also, they're going to launch sharding in 2020. So this is the Consensus X top manager. And he basically said, yeah, he is sure that they're going to deliver phase 0 and even phase 1 with the final sharding design. So he claims this new Beacon Chain Explorer is going to be considered the first stage of the new Ethereum. Proof of stake Ethereum exists and it's alive, he stated. So you guys better start stacking up your ETH to stake it. Veteran trader Peter Brandt presents 3 scenarios that prove Bitcoin might have entered a bull market. Basically, he goes on to state that this multi-year support has held strong. There's that head and shoulders pattern, inverse head and shoulders on the daily chart that we've seen. And then penetration above the descending channel. Now, the way he has it drawn is he drew it as a breakout, okay? And again, it's questionable. Like this is more of an art than a science, but we'll have to see what happens. But again, when I get more confirmation of this multi-month downtrend is over. I mean, we'll need a series of higher highs and higher lows, but the potential is there. Either that or we get a quick reversal and we head lower. Why Bitcoin's halving isn't baked into the current prices. I just want to make sure you guys understand baked in. Basically, if something's going to happen in the future, as soon as it's announced, you know, the price increases quite a bit prior to the actual event. And so like this person obviously doesn't understand what baked in yet, because he said, yeah, it hasn't happened yet, so of course it's not baked in. Well, that's obviously when it gets baked in even way before it happens, right? So baked in. If you guys like the content that I provide on a daily basis, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below, hit the bell for notifications. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.